Live. We have few audience.
Okay.
Yeah, just a second. Okay, we are live. So, hello everyone. I'm Sanjay Gupta, and welcome back on the channel. This is official Skill Horizon YouTube channel, and as you all know, like we are running a YouTube series that is known as the Dev Breakdown, and in this series, every week I just invite renowned industry experts. So. In that series, today we are having episode 4, and today's guest is Chaitanya. Welcome, Chaitanya, on the channel.
Thank you, Sanjay. Hello, viewers.
So I must say, like this channel is not new for you. So
Yeah, that's
I
true.
would say welcome back to you too. So
Glad to be here.
yeah. So those who already have followed Chaitanya, so you might be thinking like he will be telling something about business analyst, quality analyst, or test automation. So he as this is dev breakdown, so I requested him like it should be around development, right? So he has prepared something for you, and even if you are from QA background, that will be beneficial for you. And if you are working as a developer, then also you will get to know like how in testing development tools can be used.
Correct.
Okay, so moving on to the next slides, I just wanted to give you a little insight. Like this dev breakdown series will be having one episode every week, and will be inviting industry expert. This will not just be a tech talk. Okay, this will be a code walkthrough, and you will be learning some of the best practices that like resources or developers QAs are using in their real time projects. Okay, so it happens every Thursday at 8 p.m. IST. Okay, so moving on to the next slide. So little bit about Skill Horizon that I cover in every session. Since Skill Horizon is a Trailblazer Workforce Partner, so if you want to learn anything about Salesforce, admin development, QA, BA, test automation, agent force, data cloud, anything you want to learn online, offline, so you can visit this website and all the course curriculum details are there. Okay, and we have three steps in the learning process. Those are available in the next slide. So we generally focus on the concepts, then we involve you in the hands-on exercises in the session itself, and then we'll be giving you some real-time projects so that you can implement those. And everything happens in the personal guidance. No matter whether it is offline or online, instructor will be there. So we don't share recordings like in education system. This is famous nowadays. People share the recorded lectures and they say like we will be doing Q&As, but we do everything live. Okay, so yeah, these are the social handles you can follow. And now, not taking much of the time, so over to you, Chetan, and now the platform is all yours.
Thank you, Sanjay. So, as you mentioned, that this particular session is going to be focused on the development side of the things. So, I chose the topic which is quite famous nowadays, and I think everybody wants to venture into this or maybe learn this, especially for the QA folks or people who are venturing from some other domains into tech. So I have prepared a demo around Salesforce automation testing, wherein I will be picking up a complete end-to-end test case in Salesforce, a manual test case, and I've already automated it to save the time. But I'll sort of backtrack the entire code and talk about it. Uh, but before doing that, I would like to talk about a little bit about the concepts of test automation, because if you directly deep dive into the code and you do not understand the logic behind it, it sort of fades the entire idea. And one thing that I would like to say to the folks who are watching this, this is especially for the people who have no experience in tech or in code, or in general. So when I entered this domain when I chose this as a career 8-10 years back, I was very terrified with these fancy words, right? But as I have ventured into the journey, I realized that the meaning behind these terms is quite simple. It's quite easy. So whenever you plan to learn anything, so as Sanjay mentioned, we do provide live trainings in business analysis, quality analysis, test automation, project management, and everything. So you try to understand the essence of it, and then only you will be able to understand everything very easily. So do not be afraid, do not be terrified by the technical or the big words, because the meaning is quite simple. So if you want, if you want more information, of course, that is already available, which Sanjay mentioned, but that is something which I wanted to talk. And before we talk about the concept and the topic, I would just like to quickly update one more thing, Sanjay. So as you know that I run an initiative of mine, which is my YouTube channel, that is by the name of Tech and More. So folks who are watching this particular channel, which I would like to quickly go and just, I'll not take more than 30 seconds because this might help the viewers. So this is the channel that I run, and if you see here, this channel has a lot of videos around different perspectives. We cover Salesforce, we cover BA, QA, and BA and QA not only from the Salesforce perspective but other perspectives as well. Then we have some mock interviews as well. So you see the Service Cloud interview, you see business analyst. We have an entire dedicated series wherein you will learn how to write down the user stories. We touch upon the AI, how AI can be used to leverage things, how different clouds are there, and so on, right? So these videos can help you big time, and we not only talk about QA or BA, we talk about some generic concepts as well. So if you are someone who is willing to venture into tech specifically, it could be any domain, visit this might be helpful to you. So I know I just wanted to touch a little bit on this. And you have this channel name here. You can search it by Reach Tech and More. I'll share, Sanjay will share the link to this channel in the description as well. But yes, this is it. So a lot of details I shared. Now let me come back to the elephant in the room. So I'll go back to the slide. So as I was saying, first of all, what is test automation? So you might hear about these fancy words in the market, that what is test automation, and a lot of people are terrified by it as well, especially who do not have a programming background. So uh, the simple meaning is, whenever you hear the word automation, the thing that should come in your mind is save your time. So if you are able to save time while testing, while manually testing something, that is what is test automation. When you are using some sort of tools available in the market to reduce your time of execution, that is what test automation is. Now the next question is that why is it important? Why there is so much noise around automation? The same analogy, the same logic goes that why is there so much noise around AI, artificial intelligence, or ML, or generative AI? Because they'll save your time. Now you go to ChatGPT or you go to any other tool, you if you're good at prompting, you'll get a lot of things and saves a lot of time. The entire idea of the entire world is to save time, to make you more efficient. The same logic goes here. Number one, it will help you in repeated test executions. So whenever you feel that your test cases are to be executed again and again, this is something which can be avoided because you automate it once and then the system will execute it for you again and again without your any effort. Number two, increased coverage. Why so? Earlier, if you had to work on 10 test cases and execute them again and again, now you have automated five. So, five test cases, your headache is done. You just need to go and start the execution. The system will take care of it. So, you can spend more time in increasing the coverage and making the product better. Then third is faster executions reduces manual effort. This is self-explanatory. So all in all, test automation is useful to reduce your manual repeated effort, and there are a lot of tools available in the market to achieve that. So because you hear about these things that automation this, automation that, but why automation? This is a very critical question. And just a small thing here. I see, I when I take the interviews and all in the organizations, I see that a lot of experts are not aware about the essence of automation. If I ask them that why do we automate, there is only one pointer usually. They do not understand the entire cycle. So if you want to become a seasoned consultant or a seasoned techie, you have to understand things from the basic, from the scratch. So I've been speaking for a lot of time now, Sanjay. I would stop here. Are there any questions for me, or should I continue?
I think you can continue. As of now, no questions so far.
Okay, cool. So then the next question comes into the picture is that what types of testing should be automated? Now, guys, if you folks who are watching this session, and if you are from the QA domain, you would understand what is written on the screen. That is regression, smoke, sanity, cross browser, happy path, and UAT. But my focus is also on the people who are not from this background. So if I have to give an analogy, you see a website. Let's say you see Amazon.com. Now the test cases which are to be executed again and again repeatedly. Let's say you want to check every time that okay, basic login is working fine, basic sign up is working fine, basic ordering a product is working fine, and all those things. that would come under these test cases. If I talk from an amateur manner, so the types of test cases which you feel are to be run frequently, and FYI that come under the ambit of smoke sanity and so on, are to be automated, because you understand one thing in one line, that whatever test cases you feel are to be done again and again, executed again and again, should be automated. The same logic goes that whenever your business processes are automated, a lot of things in your life are automated. Why? Because you know that this particular thing is going to happen again and again, again and again, with the same sequence. So automation is a good idea. So the same logic goes here. Then, automation testing lifecycle. This is very similar to a simple testing lifecycle, starting with stage one that says deciding the scope of automation. Now, you hear all these fancy words in the market, and this is so far away from reality that automation is going to eat up manual testers' job. Automation is going to eat up everything. Automation is not new. This skill set has been there for last 10, 15, 20 years. Till now, it has not eaten up anything. I have an experience of more than, I would say, I mean, 8 to 10 years is somewhere in between if I add the other, working of mine as well. I still do some manual testing, though I am an automation tester professionally, but I do manual testing. I have worked in a lot of organizations. Not a single company did I see wherein everything was automated. So trust me on this. If someone is saying that automation will eat up everything, number one, there could be two reasons. Number one, they're lying to you. Number two, they do not know what they're talking about. They've never actually worked in the industry. So coming back to stage one, deciding the scope of test automation is very important. You should not automate everything blindly. Only the test cases which are to be run again and again and will save you time and money and effort should be automated. Stage number two, which is choosing the right automation tool. This is very important. There are so many tools available in the market: Selenium WebDriver, Rover, Tricentis Tosca. Then you have Playwright, CQA, UiPath, and so on. The list goes on. You have to choose. Now the question would be that how do I choose? If the client says that you go and find me an automation tool, how would I find it? The simple answer is depending upon the client's budget, the security preferences, the organization preferences, the skill set, and all these different factors, you would choose the automation tool. Number three, plan, design, and strategize. So basically, this is a fancy meaning of just saying that you have to plan everything before starting. Then stage number four is you set up the QA environment. That is a basic test environment. That's it. Stage number five is the most critical one, wherein you're going to automate the test cases that you've decided in the scope. And stage number six is that you run your test cases on a continuous basis. You get the reports and you analyze them, and that is how it works. So this is a typical automation testing lifecycle. Now, you know what? Why am I sharing all this information with you? So maybe if you're just starting out, or maybe you are already an automation tester, or maybe you are an amateur right now, all of this is relevant to you. I'll explain it to you logically. And I have taken more than 250 interviews till date. That's why I can say this confidently. I find a lot of people who have a very good technical expertise, but when I ask them, "Can you tell me the automation testing lifecycle?" Either there's no answer, or it's sort of vague. It's not definitive. Uh, do not just consider yourself as a person who will just go and work and come back. No. If you want to achieve a fine level in your career, if you want to gain some good visibility in the organization, you want to take your career to the next level and compare to the others, you have to understand the entire ecosystem. It's not that you just go and do your work and come back. No. If one day, if your lead says that we are planning the entire sprint around automation, can you help me? Now, if you say, okay, I know this particular life cycle, what tool are you using? Okay, let's use this tool instead of this tool because of this logic. And people within the same hierarchy as yours would not know that. That is what would differentiate you, and that is what would help you to go and push your career forward. So I know that a lot of people think that this is theory. How would this help me? This is helpful. It will give you that extra edge over your peers or anyone. So this is quite important. This is quite critical. Any questions till now, Sanjay?
No, I think
Okay.
people are understanding, so we can go ahead.
Okay, cool. So then you see this written here on the screen, which says why Selenium WebDriver. I took the liberty of posting this question without discussing other tools. The reason being, I'll give you some context around it. why do we, so in the training that we give, in the virtual trainings or the programs that Sanjay was mentioning that we conduct, we teach automation majorly on Selenium WebDriver. Why so? uh, See, there are a lot of tools available in the market, right? Why Selenium WebDriver? There are some reasons in front of you. If you're not someone who has tasted the tech industry, you would not understand open source, cross browser, and so on. But let me give you an analogy, a simple analogy, and you would understand it. Uh, you have two people in front of you. One person is very good at web development. She or he understands all the technologies: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, MongoDB, Python, you name it, and they know it. Okay. And now you would ask them to create a website from the code or from the from these tech stacks, or maybe from WordPress. That is some codeless technology. Then there is a second person in front of you who only knows WordPress, right? As a recruiter, as an employer, you would always prefer someone who has the 360-degree knowledge of everything. The person number one, because she or he will be able to design full stack websites as well, codeless, or the CMS or content management systems like WordPress websites as well. But the other person, the second person, will not be able to do it. The same logic goes here. Selenium WebDriver is the full stack of test automation. And when I say, and if you read the second highlighted line which says, does it mean codeless tools are not at par? No, not at all. It's not that. It's more about, if you understand Selenium WebDriver, if you're an expert at Selenium WebDriver, and you find a job opportunity which says, we are looking for someone or an expert in Prover, right? You can go and apply for it. You will be given an edge. But other way around might not be true. Nothing against any tool. The idea is that Selenium WebDriver is a purely code-based test automation tool. So you have the entire control over the code, over the features. Number one. Number two is that you become very versatile. It is saying in a similar manner for from the Salesforce perspective. You understand Salesforce, you are a core developer in Salesforce, you understand one cloud better. Let's say you are a sales cloud expert. So if I go and if I say that we have a service cloud opportunity, we're looking for an expert, but even if you're not an expert in service cloud, but you are good at other things, the core of Salesforce, and we interview and you find that yes, you are good at what you do, you understand the things, you are good at the core, we'll take you if you're coachable. The same idea goes here. Selenium WebDriver is basically the base of all other tools. If you talk about the other codeless tools, they are all based on Selenium WebDriver. So you understand Selenium WebDriver, you are an expert at it, you mention it in your resume, you go and apply for a job, and there are n number of tools available in the market. Trust me, you cannot learn all the tools. I have not till date, and I'm sure even by the end of my career, I'll not be able to, because there are so many tools. If you understand the most complex thing, if you are an expert of the most complex thing, you will be able to grasp other tools very quickly. The same analogy goes, a person who understands the program, the code, the full stack web development will be very easily able to pick up WordPress or other, because they are much simple as compared to the complex ones, right? Now, I know you might think, and if you're not thinking, I'll ask you to think. You might question that you have mentioned this word complex so many times. Is it that difficult? Not at all. Selenium WebDriver, it has a lot of supporting programming languages. We focus on Java because, again, it's the most common one. So the idea is that we choose Selenium Java because maximum job opportunities will mention Selenium WebDriver and Java. So you will be able to apply to a good pool of jobs. Now, uh, is the and I get this question a lot. I am someone who has no idea around the tech background. Around tech, I have no tech background, no programming experience, nothing. Will I be able to pick up this complex Selenium WebDriver? The answer is a big yes. And again, I'll prove it logically. The amount of programming knowledge that you need to have for learning test automation is just 40 to 50% of what a core developer would require. So your learning requirement, your learning curve here reduces by half. You need not become a core Java expert as equivalent to a Java developer. Even if you understand 40-50% basics, you'll be able to start. And I'm not saying that there is no scope. You should not learn new things, or you should not learn Java entirely. You should. But the our idea is that you should be able to become job ready as soon as possible. So for you to become that job ready, we 30-40% of the Java, if the entire Java knowledge, if you have, you will be able to do that. You will be able to start giving interviews. And in our trainings, or in general, I mean, I'm not talking about the training, but in general, these concepts are quite simple and quite easy to understand. So you will be able to grasp them very quickly. And in the training as well, we take you from the scratch. There are no prerequisites as well. So that is why it's possible to learn Selenium WebDriver. And now very quickly, some advantages: strong open source community. It has a great community available worldwide. So wherever you're stuck, you will get some help. There is cross browser and cross platform testing possible. Fair enough. Then it supports headless and parallel execution. Headless is a concept wherein the browser does not open, but I don't want to get into the technicality of it right now. But yes, parallel execution is when you want to run multiple test cases. So that is something that you can do. Number four, language and framework flexibility. Flexibility is the keyword here. That is, you have the entire control over the entire tech stack, so you can change anything. In case of a purchase tool or a codeless tool, you are dependent on the company which built that tool. So if something breaks, you have to wait for them to resolve, and you do not have the entire ownership of that. So these are some reasons that why Selenium WebDriver is so famous, and it's sort of sought after in the market. And whoever comes to me for counseling, for trainings, and for mentorship, I always say that question me, challenge me. If I say Selenium WebDriver is famous in the market, do not believe it blindly. Hear my logic, go and validate it. If you feel that okay, you what you're saying is not right, come back to me with the logic. Let's talk about it. And I'm not saying I will be 100% right always. Might be I will also learn something new from you, but whatever you hear out, validate that logically, and then you sort of take an opinion on that. Okay,
So
cool.
there
Then
are, Charan, a few questions are there.
sure.
So I think we can take. Which automation tool should I learn nowadays? This is one from Namrata. So and other one is what skill or language you need to have for Salesforce automation testing, like admin, Java, SQL, etc.
So the first question, that is which tool should you learn? I would, from my experience, I would suggest Selenium WebDriver without any doubt because of all the logics that I gave in last 5 minutes.
Okay.
Number two is talking about the programming language in Selenium WebDriver. It is a wise choice to learn Java because maximum frameworks which exist are around Java, and I'm not saying they're not around Python or any other languages, but Java is preferable. So you should do that. And see, SQL is something that you need not learn in the case of Salesforce. If you want to automate Salesforce applications, Selenium with Java would suffice. You need to have some knowledge on SOQL, that is Salesforce's SQL in a way. So that is something that you need to be aware about. So if you have that package, I think you're good to go.
Another question from Navneet. So I think Namrata and Subhashini, your question is answered. Sorry. Next is from Navneet. He is asking, does it need coding knowledge or basic understanding it with Salesforce? I think yes, coding knowledge will be required.
Yeah, coding knowledge will be required, but as I said, 30-40% of a Java developer, Java development, number one. Number two, you can learn those topics very easily, very quickly. We take those topics right from the scratch, from the basics. So you need not have any prerequisites or any pre-information.
Okay, one more question is there from Arun. So without Selenium WebDriver, can we opt out other tools like Tosca, Akil, and look for the opportunity?
Yeah, you can. And to if and I was saying this, Sanjay. There are so many tools available in the market. As it has it, I mean, I am aware about Tracentus Tosca, but the other tool, if I heard it correctly, I'm not very much aware about that tool. So there are so many tools. So that's why I say that yes, you can learn it and you can apply. But understand one thing. Let's say there are 100 jobs in the market, right? 60-70 jobs would be Selenium WebDriver. Remaining 20-30 would say that we need you for this particular tool, right? Uh, if you learn Selenium WebDriver, you will be able to apply to them as well. But vice versa is not true. So if you are planning to learn something, why not go for Selenium WebDriver? You fear programming, that is something that we can sort out. So why don't you want to why don't you want to be more versatile and have more options while applying?
Okay, one more question. Is there any relation between Selenium and Salesforce?
Yes, there is, because Selenium will automate only the web applications and Salesforce is a web application.
Okay, I think we covered all the questions, so we can continue now.
Perfect. So this slide talks about the Selenium WebDriver framework. So it's a little technical, Sanjay, so I will not go into the intricacies of it, but very quickly. This is what you see in front of you. In the left hand side is the Selenium client library, and the right hand side you see your typical browsers. So what happens in Selenium WebDriver is what is automation? What automation does is whatever you're doing manually, a system or a tool is doing it for you now. It's as simple as that, right? So if I tell you that, you go to login.salesforce.com, enter your credentials and click on the login button. You would do it manually. Now, how would the system do it? System has to have some methods defined in it. The tool or Selenium has to have some methods defined in it, which when you use those methods, and those methods will do the same actions as you were doing manually. So these browser driver that you see here, these are different for every browser. For Chrome, different for Firefox, different for Internet Explorer, different for and so on. So basically, this framework talks about that Selenium has these different methods implemented. You just need to go and call them. So it's not that you have to write each and everything. It's more about that you have to know the right methods and call them at the right time. And we'll see these methods when I show you the demo script as well. But yes, for now, this is what the framework looks like. Now, you have this uh, uh, test case, as I was mentioning at the very start. This particular test case will be helpful when you want to automate something, because it will give you a good idea. So what I did is I picked up a test case, an end-to-end one, and this is a typical manual test case. Very quickly, what you do, you log into the Salesforce DevOps, you click on the app launcher, search for opportunities, or search for opportunities. Then you click on the new button, you save without entering any data. Now, when you save an opportunity without entering mandatory data, there will be errors. Those errors will be verified. Then you fill in the mandatory details and click on save. Then you edit it again, update the stage to something, description to something, and then click on save. Now, what you would do manually is you would go and verify the stage and description that you updated. Are they updated correctly or not? Right? Then you will click on the new case button on the opportunity. You will enter the subject, click on save, click on the case, and verify whether the case got created successfully or not. This is the manual test case, right? I'll just quickly go to login.salesforce.com and show that as well. So, sorry, just give me a second. So if I was executing this test case manually, what I would do, I would go to this particular page, I would click on opportunities, create a new opportunity, assuming that this opportunity is created. I go here, I click on this particular button, which is new case, perform my actions, close it, and then go to that particular case, click on it, and so on, right? Now, this is a manual test case, but you assume that after every sprint, this test case has to be run. This test case has to be executed, right? This is a repetitive test case. So it makes it good use case for automation, a good contender for automation. So what you would do, you go here and you run this test case, which I've already automated. First, let's see it in execution, then we'll talk about it in detail. So let me just run this. See, I'm not doing anything. It's the system who is doing it. It's so fast. I cannot even speak so fast, but it does so quickly. Edit now. It's editing the opportunity. It's done now. Then it goes and clicks on the new case, creates a new case, saves it. Then it goes to the chatter tab because this is where the case is created. It will click on the case, and you have the case in front of you, and the validations are done. And it quit the browser automatically as well. So this is how fast it is. Just imagine that if you're doing it manually, you would at least take, even if you're super efficient, you would at least take 5 to 7 minutes. But this one is going to take 30, 40 seconds for you. So imagine the time you save, imagine the money you save, and then the validations are done as well. So if you see, the validation results are mentioned here. Now, of course, Sanjay, I'll not be able to explain everything in this session because you have to know a lot of things before that.
Right,
But
right.
very quickly, uh, what I've done is I have basically broken down this code into small sections. So we talk about different actions at one go. So if you pay attention to wherever the code is highlighted, uh, herein we are instantiating the browsers, we are creating objects, and then this driver has all the methods. So this method, this if you remember when we were talking about the architecture, we said that there are different drivers for different browsers. So this one is for Chrome. So we are going to execute everything on Chrome, right? Then you have the driver object here, and then driver object will have these different methods. Let's see how. If you see here, and it's plain English, it's quite easy to understand. On line number 27, you have driver.manage.window.maximize. So if you pay a little attention, it is going to maximize the window for you. Then in step one, that is, we have basically divided our steps into some groups. So the group one is that you have this driver.get, driver.find element. Driver.get, if you see here, what is it doing? Driver is the object that we instantiated. .get is a method. .get is equivalent to you going to the link manually. It is as simple as that. So if you have to understand things in a better way, always try to understand it. How would I do it manually? If I have to navigate to a URL, I go and click on navigate to this URL. But if I have to do it using automation, I would use .get method. And then here is the URL which I pass. Because when I want to navigate to a URL, I have to pass the URL as well. Then line number 31 to 33. If you see here, it's all about you finding the username field. If you see where I've highlighted, then you passing on the username, right? Then you finding the password field and then passing the password into it. And then again, you click on the login button. This is the login button and this is the .click method. Again, the manual equivalent is that you click on the login button, .click is going to be used by Selenium to click on that button. So this is how manual and automation are equivalent here. Then thread.sleep. Why is it important? Because see, when you're testing something and let's say there is a delay of 0.5 or 1 second, you would wait. As a human, you're intelligent enough, you would wait. But the system is so fast, you saw the execution, it's so super quick. Even if the page does not load for maybe more than 0.1 second, it will mark the script fail. It will mark the test case fail. But in reality, the test case has not failed. It is more of a load issue. And you tell me yourself, if let's say if tomorrow Amazon.com opens with a little bit of delay, let's say 0.1 second, 0.2 second, would you go crazy? Would you say, oh, this website has crashed or this test case is not working? No, you would never do it. So, but Selenium is not that smart because as I always say, AI, automation, ML is smart because we humans have created it. So that sort of decision making is something that still humans have in them. So that is why we use thread.sleep. This is basically 5,000 milliseconds, which is equivalent to 5 seconds. So it is going to ask Selenium is going to be on hold or freeze for 5 seconds and let the execution happen, and then it will continue. Now, there are other permutations and combinations for this wait as well, implicit, explicit, but you get the idea. Then, again, navigate to opportunity. So you are going to navigate to the concerned opportunity list. I pass in the link here, and you have driver.get. Get is basically to navigate to the URL. Then step number 3, click on the new opportunity. So what it does is driver.find element and the usual. Then there is an XPath if you see here. If you see, this is written XPath, and then there is some weird looking expression in between. What is it? This basically talks about the address, right? So if you see the web page here, let me go to the web page. If you see the web page here, do you see there are so many different web elements on the screen? This is the opportunity, this is a button, might be something as a link, might be something as an input box, and so on, right? So consider this, the analogy as you ordered you ordered something from Amazon.com, and will the person be able to deliver that particular courier to you if you do not give in the right address or a unique address? A big, right? The same logic goes here. If I say that go and click on this or go and input the data, will it be able to input or click if I do not pass in the unique address? That unique address on the web element on the entire web page is basically searched using XPath. So what you see here in front of you, which is the XPath here, this basically will locate the new button. So if you see on the opportunity, there's a new button to create a new record. This will go and locate that particular button with this address, and then it will use .click. So it is doing what you would do manually. How you would go and find that particular new button? Number one is you would use your human mind, your knowledge till date of English and everything. You will go and search for the new button. So that is what this expert does. And then second is that you would click on this using your fingers and using your trackpad. .click will be used for that. Okay. Then in step number 4, it says click save without entering data. So basically it's not going to enter any data and it's just going to click on the save button. The same analogy, you have this XPath or the unique address of the save button. Now, how do you write down this XPath and everything is a separate story. But for now, an XPath is helpful to find the unique address of the web element. Then you have the dot click method. Again, you click on the button. Then step number 5 is verify the validation. So how would you verify? You would go and see that whether this text is present or not. The same thing is happening here. So you use this method and you say that if you see this particular message which says we hit a snag, that means that this particular error is present. You verify that and then you say that validation error is displayed successfully. Now, FYI, we know that asserts, soft or hard asserts can be used here as well. But since this is more of a demo, I wanted to keep it a little simple. Then step number 6, enter opportunity details. Now you have to enter all the mandatory details. If you see driver.find element by.xpath is common in all the lines here. It's common in all the lines. The XPath changes because you will have a different XPath, a different address for the opportunity name field. Then you will have a different address for the close date field, for the stage field, and so on. So you go and click, you go and fill in the data, and then you click on the save button. Okay. Then save opportunity, that is, you find the save button and click on it. Now, you use this web element, and then you have this js.execute script. This is basically for JavaScript elements on the screen. There are some elements which are not easily interactable, so you use a JavaScript executor class or an interface, but not going into the technicalities of it, but this is how you would handle. Then click edit on the opportunity. So this is again the equivalent, that is when you use the button and all. Now, step number 9 is change stage and description. So you want to update the stage and description. And I feel, Sanjay, I'll show the web UI as well, so I think it'll become more relatable. So let's say if you go to the opportunity and you open an opportunity, and we'll see it simultaneously. So it says change stage and description. Wherein it says driver.find element. This is the stage. You click on this and then you change the values accordingly. What is the manual equivalent, or how we're doing it manually? You click on the edit button here and you update the stage. And then you update the other values and click on the save button. Right? Then save changes, that is, it says go and click on the save button. Click on the save button. So manual equivalent is I will click on the save button like this. Okay. Then it says that click on the new case from the related list. This is simple English, you'll understand it. How Selenium is doing, it says driver.find element, find the new case button. This is the unique address for the new case button and you click on it. So manually I would do it. I would go and go on the new case and I'll click on it. Then in the next section, it says that enter the details. So if you see here, we have written down XPaths for subject and for description, right? So subject, description, you go and enter data into it. So with this method, which is dot send keys, we are entering the data, that is test case and test case creation, which you see here. So if let's say if I go and enter maybe test case, test description, and then I click on the save button. So this is step number 13, wherein we save the case. Step number 14 is you go to the chatter and click on the case link, simplified. So basically, what you would do here is that you would now go to the chatter tab here and you would click on the case link, which is this. So the same thing is being done by these particular lines. If you see here, this is what is being done. It will first click on the chatter, then it will go and click on the XYZ created case. Then the next one is verify the case description. So we want to now verify that whatever case I created has been created successfully or not. So how would you do it manually? You would go and maybe check the description that you gave in, or maybe you'll check some other detail that you gave in. So what I'll do manually, I'll go here and check for test case, which I have the value I gave, test DSC, the value which I gave, right? So all these values will be verified using this particular step, this one. So if it says that go and get the value of that particular web element, and if you are able to find that particular value, you print on the screen that case description verified successfully. And then you click on driver.quit. So the browser will be quit. So the idea was that you understand that whatever you see in front of you, all this code, all this script is no rocket science. It is just emulating the manual actions that you do, click, enter data, verify something. It's just the system or the tool or Selenium in this case is doing for you. So all in all, this is how you would design a script. Very quickly, a quick revision. We spoke about automation. We spoke about the benefits of automation, the life cycle, why Selenium is a better choice. And then we saw this particular test case, and then we automated it, executed, and then we understood that how you compare automation to manual to understand whatever is written on the screen better. So and trust me, this is very easy to do. Once you learn this, once you have the basics clear, you will be able to write this particular script within 1 hour. That's for sure. And the best part is that when you are executing things manually, you're taking some time, right? But in automation, only your effort for test case designing is considered. Execution is not considered. Why? Because the system is doing it for you. So there is no human effort involved in that. So once you automate something, every time you just go and click on the play button, and things will happen for you very, very quickly, very fast. So I think, Sanjay, that. These are the things that I wanted to talk about, and this is how you would automate a particular test case, and this is the basic science behind it.
Okay, yeah, very well explained. And I have few questions from Navneet.
Sure.
So he is asking. So when you demoed, so basically it can be done for the Salesforce apps testing. This is the first question from his side, and he's asking like this is all Java or like somewhere Apex is also
Oh,
involved here.
Apex is not involved here. I'll answer the question in the reverse manner. Apex is not involved here, but yes, Apex and SQL is involved, but a little later stage, wherever you have to create a connection between your Selenium WebDriver and a Salesforce dev org, or maybe Salesforce org in general, and you have to run some queries. So this is useful when you have to create some test data. So Navneet, if you are aware about it, before testing, you have to create some data. So in automation, we automate the test data creation as well. So your Selenium will create a connection with Salesforce DevOps, or I'm again and again saying DevOps, but in general the Salesforce org, create data for you using SOQL. Go into the anonymous window, create data for you, and then use it. So that is wherein you need to have the knowledge on SOQL, not Apex. Apex is not required that much. Number two question. Number one is that yes, you can automate any Salesforce application with Selenium WebDriver.
Okay, he has one more question. According to him, code is written in a plain English. So he's asking like, is like this code is this much simple or like, for example, only we took the
No,
simple.
it is this much simple. And trust me, when we talk about more detail, let's say there are some frameworks as well, they are more easier to understand. If I talk about Cucumber framework, for example, it's plain Greek in English. And then there, of course, there is code behind it. But the idea is that it will not get more complex than this. That is for sure.
Okay, Priyanka is asking. So Navdeep, I think your questions are answered. So if you still have question, you can just type in the chat. Priyanka wants the script. So is there any way we can share the script? Is it possible?
Yeah, I can. I can. What I'll do, I don't want to complicate it for anyone. I'll just prepare a simple Google Doc, and I'll share it with you, Sanjay, with the public link, and anybody can access it from there.
Yeah. And I'm sharing Chaitanya's LinkedIn profile as well, so you can directly reach out to him as well if you need any guidance, any assistance, any training. So he's best in the market, like business analyst, quality analyst, and test automation. Like we are doing these kind of job readiness programs since last 1 year, and we are getting good response. So soon, like next month, also we'll be starting one training on business analyst along with this QA and test automation. So you can have the guidance, and then if you really need this knowledge, I would prefer like you can just enroll for the program.
Yeah, yeah, anytime.
Anything else, Chaitanya? I think we can conclude because we don't have any more questions.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, one question from Namrata. Please explain about the automation framework. So have we covered this or?
See, automation, see, framework is useful anywhere wherein you need to organize things. So there are a lot of frameworks available in the market. You have BDD, TDD, and so on. In BDD, you have Cucumber framework. But I get these questions a lot that okay, I want to learn the framework. But see, there might be some people in the market that would say, okay, you learn the framework, you enroll and all. But me and Sanjay, we have this one very, very strong vision in our mind. We will not do injustice to anyone. We will not misguide anyone, right? So you want to learn framework, fair enough, good. You can reach out. I'll share the information. But if you're not an expert at what you see on the screen, right now. If you're not able to write down this sort of test case or automate the test case in this way within 1 hour or in less than 1 hour, you should not jump onto framework, because framework is the next level. Until and unless you're not confident about this is stage one. So this is something that you have to learn. But one thing is for sure, if you enroll for the training, you will learn all this. You will learn about the framework as well. I'm not saying, and we always keep things very transparent. You will be an expert in automation. You will be ready to give interviews, that is for sure. You will have some exposure to framework as well. You will not be an expert in the framework, because it's a journey. It's not that you can do or learn everything in one day. And if we make you fake promises, that's very bad, right? So you can access the course outline and everything. We will take you right from the start: core Java, different experts, methods, talk about Git, talk about GitHub, talk about Source Tree, talk about how the version controlling happens. Then we talk about the framework as well. We'll give you an idea of the framework. We'll tell you how you can do it. But learning is something is the next level. So once you get a job, and we'll give you the information on the framework which is required for you for the interviews, for the entry level. Once you enter into the market, then you can go and continue learning it. So that would be the right way. That would be the more concrete and the genuine way.
Okay, I think this question is also answered. There is one more question from Ruchita. Is the automation training on Skill Horizon based on Salesforce platform? So
Yes, it is.
yeah, it is. Navneet, that is not demos are freely available. Like what we do at Skill Horizon, if you want to join any training program, so we do provide demo sessions, and then if you are like interested, you think our training curriculum is up to the mark, instructor is explaining things very well, so then only you need to enroll for the program.
Right.
So you can just visit the link I already shared. There is a WhatsApp group available. You can join that, and then all the information will be sharing there.
Yes. Correct.
So Arun, you are saying I have working on testing and admin related works currently, but the thing is I learned Apex, but there is no hands-on. Admin and testing is hands-on, which is. So I think if you are learning Apex, you need to do hands-on, and not only Apex, you need to learn Lightning Web components as well. So hands-on you need to do, because without that you won't be able to crack the interviews. Even if you crack the interviews, you won't be able to survive in the job.
Correct. That's right.
Yeah. So you can opt like development path. There are two options, like you can go for the automation testing side and you can go for the development side. In both the areas, you will have lots of opportunities.
That's right.
Okay. And like you guys, if you need any guidance, so you can reach out to us on LinkedIn. You can ping us. We will be happy to help you there.
Correct.
Okay, with this note, I think we can wrap the session. So thank you, Chaitanya, for finding time for this session. And I think in this dev breakdown, this automation testing is very important, because people think like in QA only manual work is there, but now with this session, they should know like through code we can do testing as well. So
Yeah, and just I would just add one thing, Sanjay. So I say this so much in the community. So just to clear out the confusion, do not aim to be a manual tester, but do not aim to be an automation tester. Aim to be a hybrid tester. Right now, it's the era of of hybrid testing. So if someone says to you that okay, only focus on automation, ignore manual, please don't do it. It's a sort of a suicide in your career. You have to be good at both, because manual testing is the base of all. Manual testing is the provides you the basic concepts. If you do not understand smoke testing, sanity testing, how to think of the test cases, how to think of scenarios, you'll not be able to automate, because you automate those test cases. If you're not able to understand, no use. Right now is the era of both manual and automation. If you're a hybrid tester, you will sort of grow exponentially in your career.
okay, perfect. So I think we can wrap the session here only. So thank you for joining this session live, and those who are watching recording. So thanks to you as well, and keep following all the live sessions. So every week 4 different sessions we are doing on this channel, and do follow Chaitanya's channel as well. He is also doing lots of things in the area of BA, QA, and test automation. I already shared the link in the beginning, so do follow that. Thank you guys, and thank you, Chaitanya. See you
Thank you, Sanjay.
somewhere in the other session.
For sure. Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.